Flosstube. It is Mel of Hope Stitches. I hope you guys are all having a fabulous day. Today is Sunday, April 7th, 2025, and I'm here to just share with you a little bit about the last 2 weeks in my cross stitch journey. I have been stitching on a few things, have some fully finished objects, FFOs to share. I have one finished that I have not decided on what I'm doing with it yet. And then as you can see from what's in front of me, I have tons of other things to share. So the first thing I'm going to share with you today is my FFOs. Both of these are items that I had finished stitching last year, but they were in my box of fun and I had not fully finished them yet. So the first one is this little guy. And this is from a kit called Peep, and it was a Lizzie Kate full kit that I got at, oh my gosh, Stitcher's Paradise in Las Vegas. So they have some of Lizzie Kate's items from back when, before she was sold to 123 Stitch. Sorry, I've got some glue on here. And so when I go there sometimes, I'll say, do you have any Lizzie Kate? And they'll typically bring out some shoebox size boxes of her stuff. And so I was there one time, and the box they brought out to show me that I could purchase from had a bunch of they were just like some limited edition kits. So that's what Peep was. And I added in some buttons down the bottom. And I picked up just this, it was a welcome sign I picked up at Hobby Lobby. So that's how I finished Mr. Peep. So I just have him sitting on a shelf. The other one is Mercy and Grace from Sweet Wings Studio. And this one I did on 28 count even weave Lugana. I don't know if you can see it in there. And it was color and cotton lilac. And this one I finished on just a round tray that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. The neat thing with this tray is it was intended as a tray, but look, it has a hook on it. So I am going to hang this up, and I just put some poms from last year's Palm Sunday in here, some beading, not beading, I don't know, little beaded flower things, and I did do some rickrack on the side. I wanted to keep it pretty simple, so this is going to go up in my hallway. So I do like the way that that one turned out as well. Again, I stitched them last year, but finally have them fully finished. And on Mercy and Grace, I did not use called for colors. I stitched from stash. If memory serves me, those are all the color tones that the designer picked. I just used stash. And what I really love in here, sorry, I'm just going to show one more time. I love the variegation in the word mercy. I think it's really cool. So anyway, that was that one. So we'll see how that goes. So those are my two full finishes that I have to share. And I do have another finish. It's not a full finish. If I can find it in my mess here. Oh, here it is. And this is Rascals from Barbie the Pedal Pusher. And this is the first one in this little series that I fully finished. I had an absolute blast stitching this. I did it on a 16 count Ada from Atomic Ranch in the color Sky. I had picked this up last year at StitchCon. I picked up a bunch of hers from this little series. I don't know what she calls the series, but I know she's got several of them out. And it stitched up super quick, and I enjoyed the different colors in there. I was thinking of putting beads in for the bunny's eyes, and then I forgot, and I already put some, just some shirting backing on the back of this so I can make it into a pillow. So I'm not going to bother putting any beads or anything in for the eyes at this point. But I enjoyed stitching that. So hopefully next time I will have a pillow to share with you all. From there, I had so much fun stitching Rascals that I thought, ooh, which other one do I have? And I have two more. I have the strawberry one, and then I have Troublemakers. So I decided, because I had it already kitted up, I decided to work on Troublemakers. So by kitting up, what I mean is I already had the thread pulled. I did not have the material pulled, but I did have some 16 count Fiber on a Wing Cafe au lait left over from another project tomatoes. So I decided to start working on that. So there it is. There's my progress. So this one I'm working on, enjoying the way it's coming out, and I'm hoping to stitch this one up a couple times. We'll see what happens, but that's where I am with that one. And then, you guys, I have a lot of either continuations or new starts. I think I have 4 new starts, but let me share with you a little bit about these new starts. So when I went into the new year and I looked at all of my whips that I was bringing over from last year and previous years, because some of my whips are getting pretty old because they just haven't called to me or they were bigger and I decided not to stitch on them, I had some things kitted up that I had never started. I either kitted them up because I said, oh, I think I'm going to start this, and I had a bag that was empty, or maybe I took it to StitchCon or Stitch West with me thinking, oh, I might start this one. So that's what a couple of these new starts are. They just hadn't gotten love yet. So what happened is I belong to the magazine monthly group on Facebook. And I'm not on Facebook very often, but I do go to my groups, and I watch a lot of Flosstubers. So I found out from Lori and from the Stitching Mommy, and I can't remember who else. I think there was one other that started talking about Springo, that the folks that monitor the magazine monthly were going to do Springo this year, which was new. They always do a bingo type thing in the fall, and I think they do another one, but they'd never done Springo before. So what Springo is it's a bingo where you put the word Springo above and you number from 1 to 35. And of course, there are not 35 days in April, so there's going to be some numbers that don't get called. However, you pick a project, something that you have that has the letter S in it, something with a P, an R, an I, a G, and an N, and an O. And then when the number comes up, you figure out where your number is, and based off where it is, you work on a project. So I didn't want to just pick, I wanted to pick from my stash, and I wanted to pick from my whips, basically, to do this. But I also decided I would pick from those newly kitted up whips that I have that are already in bags, because I'm not taking them out of bags. They were put in there for a reason. They've got to get stitched before something else goes in there. So what I'm going to share with you what I chose to put in there. Actually, there's 2 things I haven't touched yet, so I'm not going to share those. Well, I can share the names of them, but I'm not going to show you the projects. So I decided that S would be for snapshot, because I've been working on the pine needle snapshots for every month, because I got them in 2021 from Fat Quarter Shop, as I've shared before, and I just need to get them done. I'm loving displaying them every month. So what I'm trying to do is do the month before, so that when the month comes, it's ready to be displayed. So that was my S. My P is Plum Street Sampler, because I have a whip that I had started eons ago and has not gotten a lot of love. R is for reindeer. I am working on the Midnight Courier reindeers with all the beading. So I have one almost finished, and I thought, okay, that would be one. That has not come out yet in Springo, but we're still early. We're only 6 days in. I is for Independence Day, and I'm working on Flag of Stars from Bent Creek. N is for November, which is a patini. I'm going to make it a pillow. G is for grass, because I have knee-high by the 4th from Hands On Design, and there's some green in there for grass and corn and all of that, and maybe it's a little stretch, but I'm going with it. And then O is another new start. Oh, Come Let Us Adore Him from Sweet Wings Studio. All kitted up from when I was at StitchCon last year, but not started. So from this, I had 1, 2, 3 that were like brand new starts that are singletons. One that is a new start because it's the April snapshot, which I was going to do anyway. It was all ready. And then the other 3 are true whips. So I like to have whips, but I also like to stitch on the same thing for a while, like a week or 2 weeks, or like my little rascals here, I did it start to finish. So I'm not a person that typically is like, oh, let me stitch on this for a day, and then, oh, let me pull this out instead. I like a little more time. I like to get a little more done. That's just what I'm finding out about myself. So this has stretched me a little bit because every single day a different one is getting called. And I'm like, oh, I have to take that out of my stand and put something else in, which is fine. I'm getting to like it, and I'm already getting to go back to one of them. So it's nice, but it's, like I said, stretching me. So for Springo, I'm trying to do 100 stitches or 1 hour of stitching a day. So some of them are getting a little more than that. Some of them, I'm lucky if I can get it done. So let me share with you where I am on this. So the first one I'm going to share with you is S is for snapshot. So this is the May snapshot in the new color. Actually, that's the old colorway. And then here's the new colorway from Fat Quarter Shop. And you know what, guys? For this one, they're almost identical. I think all right, look at this. There's a few differences in the colors, but not a ton. So this has been called 2 days now, and I have been working on the frames. And so I have a little bit more. I've got one part of the frame up here to do and this part of the frame, and then I can get to the fun stuff. So it's getting there. So that one's getting some good love, which I'm glad. And I'm hoping today to have a little more time to stitch on it, because then I'm thinking I will start this part here with the bike, is I think what I'll do first. Because I tend to stitch from the left to the right and from the bottom up. So that would be a good one to get done. So I think I'll start the bike when I get to that. So that one's been called twice. So today is day 2 for that one. The first day I had N for November. And the one I'm doing here, I've got some thread in here, I think, yep. Is When I Think of November from Poutini. And I love her stuff. I don't have a lot of her designs. But this pillow I have, and who knows, maybe I'll get some more of hers. So basically I worked on the tree a little bit, and this is what I mean. I did some nice work on this tree. It's over 100 stitches. But it was hard for me to put it back in the bag and take out the next project the next day, because I just want to get going and get progress on it. And I'm looking at this going, oh my gosh, it won't take me that long if I could just focus in on it. So I have that going on. And this is in the very first bag I ever bought when I started cross stitching. So that's kind of fun. This next one is knee high for the 4th, or knee high by the 4th. Oh, and by the way, the one I just had out is on a piece of, I think I determined it was 28 count even weave, and it's just in a piece of stash even weave that I had. I believe when I went, it's either from when I went to StitchCon the first time and I did the, like, not the grab bag, but like the white elephant stitch. You stitch for somebody, they stitch for you. And the person gave me a bunch of fabric. I think it might have been in there, or it's from a yard sale I went to. One of the two. Knee high by the 4th, I started a couple years ago. And this is by Hands On. I guess it's just called knee high. But the saying in it is knee high by the 4th. This is what it is. And I'm doing all the called for colors, I think. Or I did get this at StitchCon. It may have a couple substitutions. But here it is. And what I did is I worked on adding the white. So I don't know if you can see where I added the white in there. So it got some great love that night. I love how it's starting to pop. Again, I would have loved to continue working on it. And this one is a little bit of an experiment because I had stitched in this whole, it looks like a quilting piece up there. I had stitched that in. And when I went to continue this part of the corn up here, I realized my medallion was off. And when I frogged it, I ripped the fabric. So I'm trying an experiment up there. I have attached some more of that same fabric to the back. And I used, what did I do with it? I don't know. I used some sticky stuff like you use for applique. And so we're going to see how it stitches up there and what happens. And hopefully it's going to work because I have a lot of stitching in this piece. So we'll see what happens. I kind of hope this one comes out a lot this month because I'd really like to get it completed. All right, so that's Knee High by the 4th. The next one that has come out for one night so far, and this was yesterday. No, not yesterday. The day before. Was it yesterday or was it the day before? I don't know. Within the last 6 days, people, is a kit I had picked up at StitchCon last year, Keepsakes, and it's Flag of Stars by Bent Creek, and it's super cute. It's the first time I have ever stitched on this kind of 20 count burlappy linen with pearl cottons. Let me tell you, pearl cottons, getting those into the needle of the eye of your needle, that can be a little daunting, people. So this is where I am. I am loving those reds, and I'm loving the chunkiness. It's so chunky. And it's just one strand of pearl cotton over 2 threads. So I made some good progress. I mean, when you think about it, I have almost that full red bar down there. So this one should not be that daunting. And this one, I already have a plan for it. So I'm going to have a new office next year, and it's going in my new office. So that one's a fun one. The last one that I worked on, and this was yesterday, so Flag must have been Friday. Today's Sunday, so this next one, which is Plum Street Sampler, is my Sunday. This one is one that I worked on quite a while ago. I had taken it out. It had gotten almost no love. And then it got put away for a really long time just because it had so little done on it that I just hadn't taken it out. And then I was watching, who was I watching? Danielle. Danielle from Tennessee. What is the name of her channel? I can't think of the name of Danny's channel. I'm so sorry. Love and Stitchin'. Love and Stitchin'. And she had this in her whips. And so she decided to make it her focal point for the month. And she got it done. I am nowhere near done. I am way at the beginning, but I am using the same fabric she chose, which is a 28 count. Don't know if I have it written down on here anywhere. I don't think so. But it's a 28 count even weave. I got the same one she did. And here's where I am. So I've just been working on the words. And so I got a bunch of the words done yesterday, but I also noticed that somewhere I made a switch, I think, from brown to the green for the words. So it is what it is. It is what it's going to be. And I don't know. You guys can tell me, do you see a difference in the color on any of those words other than glad? You let me know in the comments if you see a difference in those colorways. I still can't tell if I do or not. So you let me know. So that one, I enjoyed working on it. It's over 28 count. I wish I knew. I'll figure it out. I'll probably go to Danny's video and figure out what my count was, because she had a great idea for what she was ordering, and I just went with it. I'm using all the call for colors, though maybe a little mixed up unintentionally. And I'm hoping to give this one some more love. I'd love to get beyond the words. Plum Street Sampler, I have not done a lot of theirs, but what I've noticed is they have lots of pages in their patterns. So I'm trying to do one page at a time so I don't have to move too much within my nerd hoop. So we'll see how that pans together as I go. Like I said, the other ones, I have the reindeer, and you know, I can grab them real quick to show you. I may as well, since I have all this other stuff out. You can see all my messes here. Let me just take me 2 seconds. All right. Maybe I'm grabbing incorrectly. I was grabbing another Christmas whip, which certainly, if I'm taking out all of these in April, I do not need another one. But let me show you, Oh Come On, Let Us Adore Him from Sweet Wings Studio. It's a super cute stitch. Here, I can take it out of the thing because you're getting a glare. I apologize. The glare. Isn't this adorable? When I was at StitchCon, and her trunk show was there, and I saw this stitched up, and it was just so beautiful. And I was like, oh, I need to stitch that. So I did kit it up at StitchCon, and I have all my called for threads right here. Look at all these pretty colors. They're just getting ready for me to use. And I found this scrap of dark green. The light is making it look a little lighter than it really is. Let me see if I put it on the back of this. Maybe if the light's not shining through it. No, it's still coming out really light. It's not as light as it's showing on the camera. It's more of a hunter green. It's not as dark as what Susan did here, but the color is New England green from Dame on the needle, and it's a 36 count. I've never used Dame of the Needles fabric before, but it was the right color. It's beautiful, and there wasn't a lot of dark green because, of course, you know, I'm at StitchCon, and like every day you got to buy things, right? So this was probably a Sunday purchase, and I was like, I want to kit up the whole thing. When Susan did it, she did it on 32 count. I couldn't find 32 count, so I went with a 36. So mine is going to be a tiny bit smaller, and she did it 2 stitches over 2 because she used 32 count woodland linen by Picture This Plus. But like I said, I'm going to use this 36 count. I will do it 1 thread over 2 stitches on the 36 count. I have not used 36 count a lot. I don't know if I've ever used 36 count. So this will be a good experiment for me. And the piece of fabric is a tiny bit smaller than I probably should use, but I'm going to make a pillow with it, so it will be fine. So that is what I have going on there. So let me just get this all back in my... This one is not kitted up into a real bag yet. It is in a plastic one. But that's okay. It's actually in the bag that it all came in at StitchCon, because look, it has the numbers on it. And then the last one is Midnight Courier, and this dude is, I think, Blitzen. Let me look real quick. This is Blitzen, and this is the beautiful reindeer. And so here's where I am on Blitzen. Look at how beautiful Blitzen is. So at this point on Blitzen, I need to do Kryneck. Not my favorite, but I do need to do that. And I need to do beads. So I had to order the Kryneck, which was fun, but I got it. So I figure when he comes up, that's what I'll work on. I am slowly purchasing all of the reindeer and their bead packs, but I'm doing it a little bit at a time because I do want to do them all. He'll be my first one finished, and I'm stitching him on, let me see if I have, it is another Ada. Oh, look, here's my Kryneck that I just got. What am I stitching you on, buddy? Did I not have it in here? I want to say the color is ice. It might be in here, or this might just be beads. Yeah, this is just beads. It's a 16 count Ada. I can tell you that. I want to say the color is ice. I think the rest of my fabric is with another reindeer. So at some point I will share that. But if he gets called, that's what I'm going to be working on with him. So that's where I am with all of my current whips that I'm working on for Springo. I guess the real cool upside to this is a lot of projects are getting touched, and hopefully within this I will have some finishes. And who knows, maybe I'll get bingo. You never know. So this leaves me with my purchases. That's what I've got left for you guys today. I don't have a lot of purchases, but I do have a few. Oh, this is the rest. So the way I laid out my Springo, you guys, I did my board. I wrote my things on the back, and then it's so cool because in there they have a paper that has all the numbers all the numbers lined up. So you can write out your, you can put like what letter is with which number. And so then you can write the project. And I love this because it lets me look really quick and be like, okay, what one do I need? So that was really awesome. So I just have a few purchases. I know last time we came together, I was talking about how I was still expecting my bead pack from Abby Top Knot Stitcher, and that came in. So I was very excited to get that. I ordered a couple of things. So as you know, I had already ordered Mary Mary. Well, Mary Mary's bead pack arrived. Yay! So I have that. I have not picked out fabric yet, but I have that. I'm probably going to do something similar to what they call for, because I probably will do everything in the called for colors, is what I'm thinking. They suggest a 32 count natural brown linen or a 16 count golden needle Aida in country French, or a 14 count natural brown Aida. My thought is either 16 count Aida or 32 count natural linen. Or I might look to see what even weave I could get, because this is going to be really detailed, and I don't mind linen, but even weave might just be a little easier. So if you have a suggestion for an even weave that would be a similar color to natural brown linen, let me know. What I might end up doing is getting all the DMCs put together for this so I can have it and then really look at some fabrics. I'm not in a hurry to start her, but I want to have everything so when I start her, I can enjoy her a little bit at a time. I think I had mentioned that I had picked up this Weeks Dye Works Bethlehem floss from Top Knot Stitcher. Look at the variegation in this. I just think it's fabulous. And I haven't figured out I'm going to do some type of a nativity thing with it. I just haven't decided which nativity stitch I'm going to do. But I picked up 2 skeins because I had not seen it before and I loved it. So I've got that for some fun. And then I caved. I bought something from Nashville. Well, I bought 2 things, but this is what's come in so far. I bought the Happiness is Homemade book for this year. There are tons of recipes and tons of great stitches in here. So I was excited to get that. It's a great one. If you are purchasing something and you want to spend just a tiny bit more money and get some good stitches, there's some really good stitches in here. There's several tomatoes. If you like tomatoes in here, there's a lot of houses. There's just a lot of great things. There's some Quakery type things. I don't know. They're all seasons. I mean, there's just a good rounded variety in here. So I highly suggest it if you would like to purchase something. The other thing that I purchased I haven't gotten yet is a package I am expecting from 123 Stitch because a couple of friends and I decided that we are going to do a salve for the Farmers ABCs from Little House Needleworks. So that is coming. And then that'll probably be it till I go to StitchCon in June. I did, in case anyone listening has not signed up for Primrose Cottage's newsletter, which includes getting a free stitch the first Thursday of the month. I highly suggest that you join it. I have not stitched them all, but I download and print them because they are absolutely precious, like everything they do. This is this month's that came out on Thursday. It's called Love Grows Here. You can make it your own, doing any colors you want. But I just think it's so adorable for a pillow. So I did print that out, a great freebie. I love that Primrose does that. And you can buy their embellishment pack. So they sell a pack that comes with fabric and floss, and that goes on for sale before that comes out. And they also usually sell a finishing kit as well. So you can't go wrong with their stuff. So again, just enabling you all. That's what it's all about when we cross stitch and Flosstube together, right? So that is about all I have for you this week. If you are so inclined, I would love if you like the channel, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. Are you doing Springo? Do you like to stitch on multiple things, or are you semi-monogamous, meaning you stick with something for a week or two till you get tired of it and then you change it on up? Let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. I hope to be back in a few weeks. We'll see. Sometimes it's a few weeks, sometimes it's a month. We'll see how it goes, but hopefully I'll have some progress. Today is your day. Make it a great one, and happy stitching, friends.